giving me this chance to share my story with you guys as to how I went from an assistant supervisor to a senior and Eagle manager in less than 18 months of building my business. Thank you. So let me tell you a little bit about me. From the age of 18, I've suffered from arthritis, which has always been a massive barrier in my life. I had been through overseas treatment, I'd been through private doctors, and nothing helped me, and nothing eased my pain. And it really started to take over my life. Within 8 weeks of drinking 120 mils of aloe, I came off all my medication. So it's pretty safe to say it works. At that time, I was studying for my A-levels. I was studying to become an accountant, to go on to do accountancy. Something not me, but I wanted the income and lifestyle that I thought the profession in accountancy would give me. However, life changed in a very bad way. The beautiful girl that you see in the picture is my niece. On the day of her first birthday, she was diagnosed with a very rare, incurable liver condition. Doctors told us all we had was 4 years, if that. I decided to give up my degree and not train as an accountant and stay at home and look after her. Within 18 months, less than 18 months, her condition completely deteriorated. And I went back to university in September, and November we lost my niece. I was 19 years old, I was stressed to the max. I had no degree, I had no hope, I had no future. I completely and utterly lost all hope in my life. However, I had very big dreams. I wanted to drive a white Audi A5. It had to be convertible. The plate number had to say Pinks. I wanted a massive pink princess wedding, and I wanted to live in a £1 million house. I don't care if anyone told me my dreams were too big, but that is what I wanted. I didn't dream like other 20-year-olds. So how I came across Forever, I was at work one day and I served a lady who came back the second day to come and see me. She took me to one side and said, what's your name? I thought she came to make a complaint. I said, my name's Uzma, and she said, you need to see what I do. She never said, I want to show you, she said, you need to see what I do. I thought she was a little bit mad, but I gave her my number and we met up the next day for a coffee. Within 10 minutes of my one-to-one, I completely and utterly fell in love with everything that Forever was shown. It ticked all the boxes, and if everyone else could do it, then I could do it too. I started to dream again. I didn't know whether it was going to work, or even if it was going to, but there was only one way to find out. So I took it and I tried it and I joined on the spot. I didn't even go to a business presentation. I started there and then. But I juggling Forever around a 37-hour retail job, treated it like a hobby. So basically, I was a princess for 8 months, and being a princess made me no money. So something had to change, and it had to be me. I heard a lot about success days, but I never attended one. I never went to a business presentation, never went to any trainings. I used to lie that I used to log on to onlines, I never did. And I never did 4 case credits a month, but I still expected my business to build. Joining a business and building a business are two very, very different things. So I went along to my first success day in December 2012, and there was a lady called Debbie Nwangwa on stage. She's a very, very good friend of mine right now. She had just qualified for a company car plan. And I remember thinking, wow, if she can do that, then I can do it too. In January, I went to a Jane Leach training, which completely changed my mindset. And I remember thinking, if anyone else can do it, then I can do it too. So that's it, I decided to decide. If it was going to be, then it was up to me. I'd been chasing a manager position at my current job for 9 months. With extra hours, unpaid work, store targets, and all the stress, the job was then handed to somebody else. So in our life, you either build your own dream or you build someone else's, and I know which one I wanted to do. However, building a successful business doesn't come overnight. It takes a lot of commitment. I commit to being away from home 2 weekends every single month. In the month of May, I've been away from every weekend away from home. So it takes some serious commitment. So I treated it like a business for a serious 12 months with no excuses and pure, no excuses? No excuses and pure results. Because that's what was going to pay. Forever is not a race. This is your journey. It doesn't matter, I have a lady in my business who went manager in 7 weeks. In three months, she did car plan level 1. I did that in near enough 8 months, a year. That doesn't make me any less of a leader. We just have 2 different journeys. So this business is about building the income, not a pin. There's no point being a senior manager or a soaring manager or a sapphire manager if you don't have a deep and strong business underneath it to support it. Because everyone in this business wants money. So you chase the check, not the pin. So you need to give it at least 12 months. Forever's not going to build you, it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen in 12 days or a month or 2 months. You're going to get a lot of no's. You're going to get a lot of setbacks, but you keep on going. So you need to commit to every single training. So your success days, you need to book them for the whole year in your diary so you know when they are. You need to attend every business presentation every single week, not whenever you feel like it. It's your night in the office. Be a promoter, go along to it, and you bring your team to it as well. Don't expect your team to attend if you're not doing it yourself. Another key to success is being a student. In this business, you have to be a student. You're always going to learn, and that's exactly what you need to do. The day you stop learning is the day your business stops growing. You have to be a student. Fear is something that stops a lot of us from building our dreams and building our business. I had a fear of failure, and you'll see in a minute why when I share my why with you. I had a fear of failing. I had a fear of everyone who told me that I was never going to succeed and that they were going to win. The fear of not building my business was so much more than of building it, and that's exactly the way it needs to be. So what I did with my fears is I wrote them all down, I ripped them up, and I threw them in the bin. Because fears don't exist, they're all in our mind. From where you are today to where you want to be, senior, soaring, sapphire, diamond manager, there's nothing stopping you. The only thing that's stopping you is what goes on in your mind. So outside of Forever, one of my biggest fears was heights. I was petrified of heights. I'd be in a shopping centre and I would not even walk round the banister and look down because I was too scared. So I did a 13,000 feet, as you do, jump from an aeroplane, and I fell at 120 miles an hour. It absolutely scared the life out of me. We were at the top and I was about to jump and I said, I want my mum, and he went, I don't care, the only person that's here is me, you're going down. So whatever your fears are, the only way that you're going to get rid of them is to overcome them. A fear does not exist. False evidence appearing real. So just, if it's a fear of speaking to people, go and do it. The first time I spoke to a stranger, I walked into Tesco's to buy a phone charger, and I was about to prospect, and I thought, oh, I'm too scared, forget it. So I didn't do it, and I walked back out. I walked out and I thought, Uzma, what are you doing? Go and speak to her. So I went back. Don't know what I said, but I didn't prospect her. I was too scared. And then the third time I went back again, she was now thinking, okay, you're a little bit mad, what do you want? I prospected her, never heard of her again. But that wasn't the point. The point was I overcome my fear and I did it. So don't be the reason to hold your business back, because a fear does not exist. Responsibility. Responsibility is a very, very, very big thing in this business. When I joined Forever, I had, in my first 8 months of not really doing a lot, I had 6 people over 8 months. These 6 people never did 4 case credits a month. Funny that, because I didn't do it. They weren't at any success day, again, funny that, because I wasn't. You have to take responsibility. This is your business. Your upline, your downline, your sideline, your team, are not to blame for your failure. This is your business, you're independent distributors, you make your business work. So I had a little rule. It was a saying that says, if it's going to be, then it's up to me. And I repeated that every single day. If my volume, if I wanted 100 case credits and I did 50, that was my fault. If I recruited somebody and they didn't take the business and run with it, that wasn't their fault, that was because I didn't show them right. So you have to take responsibility in this business. In the past, less than 18 months, within about 16, 17 months, my business has completely transformed. January last year, we did 20 case credits. My business now turns over 300 case credits a month. We were one of the first teams in the UK, I believe, to do car plan level 1 in January, car plan level 2 in February, car plan level 3 in March. This didn't happen overnight, it's happened because of the consistent effort I put in all in a row for the past 18 months. The first thing you need to do is make a decision. You have to decide where you want to go in forever, and you have to stick with it. A huge goal of mine was to drive that Audi A5 that I dreamed of 18 months ago. Guess what I drive today? Same car. Guess what my number plate says? It says Prince. So if you believe it and you dream it, you can achieve it. Failure is not an option. You have to think like a diamond. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's easy. I've cried a lot in my business. I've had ups and downs. I've ate a lot of desserts and ice cream and Nutella on the way to comfort myself. So it's not been easy. You have to remember it's your own journey. The person sitting next to you has different commitments to what you do. They have a different lifestyle to what you do. So never compare yourself. Work wide and deep into your business. So always recruit a minimum of 2 people a month. Month in, month out. I've never, ever, for the past 18 months, I've never missed recruiting in a month. I always recruit. So work deep and wide and work with your first, second and third generation people. Just because you recruit someone doesn't mean that they are your superstar, but they might lead you to somebody who is. So always work with 5 separate legs at each one time. Your business is like a chair. If you're sitting on a chair with one leg, none of you would be sitting on it today. You need to have more than one leg, a minimum of 4 to 5 at each one time to keep your business structured. So I work with 15 legs at one time to keep my business rock solid. So you need to stay consistent and treat your business like a business. Treat it like a hobby, it'll pay like a hobby. Treat it like a business, it'll pay like a business. So let me share with you a little bit about me and my business. So December 2012 was my first success day. That was from the moment I decided to make this business work. In December, I did my 4 case credits, woo! And I was so inspired by a success day, it was unreal. That's why it's so important that you go to them. In January last year, I went to a Jane Leach QLS training, and that just blew my mind away. If everyone else could do it, then why can't I do it? So that's it. I decided to decide. In January, I needed 21 case credits to go supervisor. I put my mind to it, I focused, and I did it. But if I could do 21 case credits, I could do anything. But in February, as you can see, I thought I was Jane Leach. I didn't need to do anything anymore. It was all going to happen, and I was going to be a millionaire. Didn't work. And you know, in January, I really doubted myself. I kept thinking, why does everyone else move up the marketing plan? Why can't I do it? That's because I kept focusing on blames and excuses as to why I can't build my business, and other people focus on results. So I changed my mindset, like I said, and in February, momentum completely dropped. In March, I did back-to-back one-to-ones. I presented the business to over 40 people in March. Every single day I worked on my business. Do you know what happened? Not a single person joined. Not one person joined my business. And because of that, I came so close to losing my Forever business, it scares the life out of me till this day. In March last year, my sponsor who brought me into Forever, the lady that I met at the shop, moved to another networking company. And I went with her. I filled my application form out and I said, yeah, that's fine, I'm going to go. I rang my uplines and told them there's nothing that they could do or say to make me stay in Forever. I was going to leave. I was so young, so new, and so little knowledge of network marketing, I decided Forever was not for me. And the grass seemed very, very, very green on the other side. Natalie Healy, I'm sure many of you may have heard of her. Natalie Healy got in touch and said, Uzma, it's a business, give it 12 months. And my God, am I glad that I did. So in that time, I decided to give it a 12 solid months. I worked very, very hard. I worked deep in my team. I helped them. I mentored them. I did 4 case credits minimum every single month. I recruited. I attended the success days, trainings, absolutely everything. I set a goal of being the youngest manager within the UK. I had to be manager by the 25th of June, and that would mean I'd go manager when I was 21 years old. In April, we did 63 case credits. In May, we did 115. I went manager with another frontline manager. That wasn't because of the work that I did in April, it's because of the work that I put in March, when I didn't see any results. So the work that you do this year will affect on your next year. But I focused on Eagle Manager. Eagle Manager is what I wanted. And that's exactly what I had my sights set on. I went manager in May. On New Year's Day this year, I qualified as an Eagle Manager. 3 months later, we did car plan level 1, 2, 3. We've just qualified for 100 Club level 2, senior manager as well as an Eagle Manager. So, to become an Eagle Manager, I really had to focus on my open business. My open business was not strong. And we were, as you can see, my open business, the one in the red is my open business, the one in the green is my total business. My open business was not strong, so what I did to change that? I recruit a minimum of 2 people a month. I teach my team and do it myself to recruit a minimum of 5 to 7 people every single month. On the 10th of this month, I'd already recruited my 5. I always do a minimum of 10 case credits myself because it's what I expect from my team. And a leader doesn't tell, a leader shows. I do my 4 case credits within 48 hours of a new month. Because if I can do it, I can teach my team to do it. There's no point of wasting a whole month to do 4 case credits because that's all that's going to happen. So if you create the urgency in your team will follow what you do. This has now built my open business to over 200 case credits every single month. So the most important things that I've learned on the way. The first one is your attitude. Your attitude in Forever is so important, it's unreal. A negative mindset is never going to give you a positive life. If you believe you can or you believe you can't, you're right either way. A positive attitude is like your products. Without it, you cannot build a business. When I first started Forever, everyone told me I was going to fail. Did I believe them? No. Guess who was right? Me. So never ever dwell and get upset on anything. Always remember, some will, some won't, so what? I hear tons of people blame lack of support, the weather, the colour of their shoes, as a reason for failure. This is your business, and if you want it, you're going to make it happen. It's as simple as that. Remember, there's no time to dwell. There's somebody out there waiting for you to go and change their life. The longer you take to go to them, the longer it's going to take to change their life. I have a quote that I read that really changed my business. It says, I believe we are who we choose to be. Nobody is going to come and save you. You have to save yourself. Nobody's going to give you anything. You have to go out and fight for it. And nobody knows what you want except you. And no one's going to be as sorry as you if you give up on your dreams. So every time someone tells you that you're going to fail, turn on and say to them, does your opinion pay my bills? No. because I have such a strong attitude that's passed down through my team. We have a huge momentum within my team, which has built my business to where it is today. But goal setting is a massive, massive part of your business. You cannot go and achieve something if you don't know why you're doing it. So you have to have clear and visual goals. This is a picture of my old dream board. I've updated it now, it's a lot more detailed. This is what I see every single morning. And the amount of goals that I've ticked off and what I put in at the start of 18 months ago, it's amazing how many I've achieved. So it's no good saying, I want to be a manager. You've got to know why. You've got to know how it's going to change your life. You have to know when you want to be a manager by. You've got to know why you want to do it. You've got to know, you have to know what action you're going to do to get there. You have to see it every single day, because if you believe it, you dream it, you can achieve it. So I have a quote: unless you take your dreams, turn them into goals, back it up with a plan, move it forward with activity, and underpin it with a deadline, it's going to stay a dream. You have to make it a goal. A dream is a different thing, a goal is something completely different. My most emotional why is to set a charity in my niece's memory. I want to set a non-profit charity in her memory, which is what I'm going to do with my first chairman's bonus cheque, which, tell you a secret, I'll qualify in the next 10 weeks. Don't tell anyone that. It makes me cry, it makes me get out of bed, it makes me jump out my comfort zone, because the fear of not achieving it is so much more scarier than of achieving it. Belief is a very big thing. I didn't have the belief 18 months ago that I could achieve car plan level 3. I planned my business out in January and I never wrote it on there because I didn't believe that I could do it. So when you don't believe in yourself, let your upline and your friends and people around you believe in you, because if you believe it, you can achieve it. I've got an incredible support network which has helped me to get where I am. This is a Go Diamond pledge, which I took from a Jane Leach's book called Go Diamond. And I printed it out and I read it every single day, and it's printed on my wall. To get to diamond, you've got to act like a diamond, you've got to think like a diamond. So if any of you haven't already come across that, I strongly recommend to read that book. So just to finish off, so where Forever has completely changed my life. 2013 to where I am today has completely transformed my life. I can't even put it in words. So to where I was, to where I am today, I've come across a lot of failures. I've come through a lot of tears, a lot of tantrums, a lot of pity parties, a lot of stamping my feet, but it's been worth it. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it's easy, because anything that's easy in life isn't worth having. But if you want it bad enough, you're going to find a way. I really hope my stories inspired you, and thank you for listening to me.